Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. And so I'm going to do a little playing here, I think up front, and we'll talk a little bit about octave shapes. Check my tuning here. Talk about octave shapes and how they can help us kind of keep track of where we are on the neck, as well as being an effective way to play melodies sort of in octaves too. All right, so I'll start out here. Just mention that this is going to be a podcast, open to anyone, and video version of this is available on the YouTube channel. All right, so I'm going to do a little playing here on Nuages. Okay, so hopefully I had my foot on the mute for the mic. I don't remember now. Oh boy. Well, so anyhow, went with a little more of a different sound, change it up a little bit. This is something I kind of started with originally, and I mixed the drums around a little bit too. But so it's ultimately fairly similar to what I did sort of at the beginning of the month. But maybe I'll play around with the other kind of rhythm section setup that I've got here. All right, so let's dive into it. We're going to talk about the octave shapes on the guitar. Let me come back to that. I may have to edit that. Things have been kind of freezing up, so I'm gonna try this and hope it doesn't freeze up. So I've been kind of avoiding this feature of this program, but see how that goes. Okay, looks like everything's all right. Okay, so octave shapes. So when you think about the tonic of a particular tune, and you're in a particular position, so we can kind of keep this running through all the changes. But to think about these different octave shapes, now this will all sound very similar, but I'm playing in different positions. Let me go over that. So if I play string 3 open, and then string 1 fret 3, we get that octave shape. Now I'm in 3rd position, now 5th position, 8th position there, 10th position, and 12th position, moving up to 15th. All right. So so those are kind of just the same two notes, right? There's an octave shape. So those can kind of help to guide us, and then keep track of where we are, keep track of where the tonic is. Okay, then we can go up an octave, of course. We can go down an octave. Okay. So all these octave shapes we want to keep track of and keep in mind, thinking about the tonic. So you can use that to reference that against melody notes, your improvisation, the chords that you're playing. So let's take a G6 here. So as you're playing this, you want to kind of visualize all these notes here, right? So let's say we're playing up here in 6th position. So we can visualize this octave shape, this octave shape, and any one of the chords. So it could be, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and you're kind of keeping track of where that tonic is, right? Keeping that there. So that's kind of one layer, and then we're going to talk a little bit about another layer. It's just more specific to all the chord changes, but it's the same basic concept. So kind of in a visual and aural too, and you're in that part of your imagination, you want to think about these different layers. So I would say, like, on the foundation is where these markings are, right? So 3, 5, 7, and 9, 12, 15, 17, 19, 21. So, and then this one here, first fret. So I sort of visually, I do not imagine that that's there. In my opinion, that's a little bit of an error in guitar design, as far as a lot of guitars. I really don't agree that you should have a marker. You wouldn't really need one anyway. You can find the first fret from the nut, and also it doesn't fit into the overall pattern of where this is. So the first fret is the octave up from that. That's 13. So you wouldn't have a marker here. That wouldn't make sense. So anyway, just throwing that out there. But that's how I visualize the fingerboard if I'm not looking at it, which is a lot of the time. Um, so so you want to sort of see where your fingers are under it. And then there's the tonic note. So that's kind of a layer above that. So whatever the tonic is of the key that you're in, you're trying to visualize that as well. And the sound too. But on a visual level, we're trying to imagine those notes. All right, so I'm gonna do a little more playing. Playing this guitar this week. This is the Ibanez solid body that I have, sort of like a 70s. I don't know, 70s, is that the right way to describe it? It's got kind of a 70s look to it, you might say, and but it's in the Les Paul sort of tradition of guitar making, but it has the double cutaway. So anyway, I'm just trying to get on this instrument a little bit more because I plan to use it for some things this weekend. All right, so so I'm gonna play through a little bit again. I'm gonna stick with the same rhythm section. Why does it say I have a tempo marking change here? Not really sure what that's all about. So I'm gonna take the tempo up just a little bit. And I'm not sure if I just messed everything up or not. See how it goes. So I'd like to make a couple changes to those changes, but I won't do that right now. But all right, so let's go on to kind of our next level of thinking on these octave shapes and things. So we can take a given chord and think about its octave shapes. So when we go through, maybe I won't go through every chord change, but so we have a B flat minor 7. You know, on this side of on the head side of it, we've got these octave shapes for the root note of that. Okay, and then on this side, okay, so we want to at least visualize sort of a certain window of the area and where those octave shapes are. So we have E flat, so we have this one, this note, this note. So I want to kind of visualize that. Again, on both sides of that. So just to go over that, so we have an octave shape here in 4th position, octave shape here in 6th position, and we're visualizing that as we play this chord. And it doesn't necessarily have to have one of those notes in it. So let's say you play a rootless sort of voicing. You could still visualize where the root is and how the root sounds as well while you play that. Okay. All right. So let's go over a few other chords. So we have this. Okay. So we can visualize this note, this note. Okay, and then this note, this note. So similar to what we had. So this is D7 flat 9. Okay. Like we said earlier, if you're playing F sharp minor 7 flat 5, you know, we can visualize where that is. Maybe over here, over here, over here. Same thing with the D7. So you're going to get at least, you know, so if you're playing chord voicings with, let's say, drop 2, drop 3 voicings with roots on the 6th string and 5th string, then you're going to run into like basically 4 of the octave shapes. Okay. Or well, let's say actually more than that. So there would be, let's just kind of survey them. So if you're playing a G major 7 here, then you would have, let's say, 1 octave shape over here, 2nd one here, 3rd one, and a 4th one. Okay, so 4 octave shapes there. And then if you had, let's say, G major 7 here, 4 there, so this would be 5 and 6. So it only leaves 1 other octave shape, which is right here, which is good to know because it kind of bridges the distance between those 2 shapes. So really we have 7 octave shapes in 5 positions. So 5 basic, what do you say, the caged kind of positions. So there's 2 in the G, there's 2 octaves there. 2 in the kind of E shape. 1 here in the D kind of shape. 1 here in the C shape. Okay, So I'm going to do a bit more playing, try to get the screen right here, and then we'll call it a day. So this is the concept of visualizing some of these sort of changes here. All right, I think I know what I did earlier, which I don't think has really caused too much of a problem. I want to play with this kind of more contemporary sound because of kind of the way that this guitar sounds. So I think I'm going to stick with what I've got here. Take a slower tempo. All right, so another fun session here, talking about octave shapes on the guitar, and so see if you can get those fitting in with the progression and all of that. All right, so thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for being a member if you are, and I will see everybody in the next one. Have a great practice session.